Sean Salisbury here for Open Sports. A couple games I want to preview. Obviously, the Big 12 Championship and the SEC Championship. The ACC Championship, Boston College and Virginia Tech. I think Boston College is going to win the football game, but be alert for special teams in that game. In big games, Frank Beamer, special teams, the head coach at Virginia Tech. He'll spend as much time as anybody in the country. Block, kick, block, punt, return. Be alert for that in a game like this, but I like Boston College in the football game. Start with the Big 12. Oklahoma wants to obviously validate the BCS and the fact that Oklahoma is going to play in a Big 12 championship game. They're going against the Missouri team. Now, something's got to give here, folks. Something's got to give. And it's Missouri, who is like the fourth worst passing defense in the country, is going against a team that has 79 plays a game. That's like 9 or 10 more than last year with Oklahoma. With this clock situation, they're supposed to get less plays, and Oklahoma's got 9 more. That's number one. You got Sam Bradford right now with another big game and a possible big game in the national title, which will be after the Heisman Trophy, but a big game here. And the fact that his team's going to the national title game if they win will have people thinking Sam Bradford could be the Heisman Trophy winner. But he's so accurate. He's got size enough to make the plays. He can buy enough time with his feet. So when you've got a passing offense that can put up 400, 500 yards every single time they hit the field, and it's every game, 10 plays a game or so, they're having 20 yards or more plays, Oklahoma's offense. That's unheard of, folks. This offense is ridiculous. So what's going to give? Is somehow Missouri's pass defense going to be able to stop Oklahoma out of nowhere, go from the fourth worst and try to be the fourth best? Or is Oklahoma just going to roll? Is it going to be one of those 66-40 games to where every time Oklahoma touches the ball, they score like they expect to? On the other side, the weaker, Missouri obviously has an offense that can score too. And Oklahoma's defense and special teams have not been good. Here's the problem. With Oklahoma's special teams and Jeremy Maclin returning kicks, this could be a very, very dangerous situation for the Sooners. Special teams will play big in all these type of games because they always do when games are on the line. So the Sooners better do everything they can, you know what, and be drug tested if they're kicking the ball to Maclin unless they got a 30-point lead. But if it's close and you're kicking the ball to him, you've got an opportunity for momentum to switch. Missouri's capable of beating Oklahoma. But do people think it's a legitimate chance? Maybe not. But Chase Daniel's going to have the best game of his career to beat Oklahoma, and he's also going to have to get help doing it. He can go out there and throw for 500 himself, but if that defense can't get a stop, Oklahoma's going to score too much. You've got to get a stop. The biggest thing that the offense from Missouri can do is control the football have 8-minute drives. Spread the offense, quick hitter here. Chase Daniel's feet, he can get you 80, 90, 100 yards rushing in any particular game. He can get out of the pocket and make things happen. They've got to control clock and limit plays. If, in fact, Missouri can take those 79 offensive plays that Oklahoma gets and cut it down to, say, 65 in that range, 60, cut them down by 15 to 18, 19 plays, Missouri will be in this game. But their defense against the passing offense, how do you stop it? Hope and pray, and hope that Bradford has his worst game. Because the way it's going, Oklahoma looks like the team that's going to win this game. But Missouri's playing on the same field they lost to Kansas last week. They'll be familiar. They understand this site, and obviously they played in this Big 12 situation last year. And the Sooners understand the roles are just reversed. Who's trying to be the spoiler? And now Missouri's got a chance to give it back, but they've got to play defense. In the other game, I'm going to take Oklahoma in the game, but as a USC guy and the guy who thinks that Texas should be in a better position, I'm kind of pulling for Missouri to pull this one out. And then we'll get to see, and I think Texas probably deserves a shot at the national title if, in fact, Oklahoma loses in this football game, regardless of what USC does against UCLA by how many points they win. Now, in the other game, the SEC championship game, everybody's got Florida wiping out Alabama. Now, I'm not so sure about that, but I think that Florida's the best team in the country, and I believe they're better, and I believe they can beat them. Now, Alabama, this is a lot like the Missouri in different ways. The Missouri Tigers secondary not very good, and the Oklahoma offense can score at will. Here you got Florida's offense that can score anytime they bat their eye. It's just athlete after athlete after athlete. And Alabama's defense, which will stop the run, stop the pass, and stop you from scoring. So we've got two great compare and contrast football games in these championship games. And I'm so excited to watch Tebow and his physical nature up against the physical nature of Alabama. It's blue collar versus white collar, folks. You got the flash and dash of Florida and the spread it out and do it all against a line 'em up, blue collar, play action fake. John Parker Wilson making a few throws, them running the football, and Julio Jones making a play, and then boom, lining up and playing defense, trying to get a 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 play and out, or a 3 and out, and have them punt where they're up 14 to 17 to 3, and then their defense can take over. That's Alabama's MO. Nick Saban's MO, always have been. He coaches from the defensive side of the football, protect it on offense, be efficient throwing it on third down, and make sure we don't throw it to the other team, and don't make mental errors, and we'll be in the game. Well, they've been in every game and won every game as they're sitting at the top as the number 1 ranked team with the Florida Gators favored in this game. So do you like hardcore blue-collar defense against white-collar explosive offense? I lean towards Florida. The one is the lesser of the two. Will Alabama's offense, with the blue-collar look to and the efficiency of it, be able to stay efficient enough against a Florida defense that's on the rise? Athletes there too. Will John Parker Wilson be able to stay away from the athletes and the pressure they're going to put on? That is going to be the key in this football game. Matchups for Florida. They're going to do everything they can to move people around to try and get a strong safety on a running back in a pass game, and to try and get a corner covering some guy when he moves back inside to the different formation in the backfield, to have a corner have to come in the box and play defense on the tackling side of the run game. It's going to be a great football game. If you miss this Saturday of football, folks, then you just don't like college football. Matter of fact, if you miss this Saturday of football, then I don't even know why you watch the rest of the season, the previous part of the season, because this is what we got here for. Matter of fact, I'm not so sure these two games aren't going to be better depending on who's in the national title game. I like Florida. I like Oklahoma. I like Boston College. I'm pulling for Missouri for my Trojans. I don't know if it could happen. I think Florida's the best team in the country, and you've got 2 unbelievable coaches in that SEC title game. They're going to be getting after it and doing everything they can to outsmart the other guy. And there's ego involved in this, and don't kid yourself, that will come into play. I'm Sean Salisbury for Open Sports. Enjoy a great college football weekend.
So you think you can tackle a pro? There's only one way to find out. Click on fantasy at opensports.com.